Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Southeast has long occupied a distinctive place in Nigeria's industrial and commercial imagination. It is a region defined not only by memory, but by motion. It is shaped by industry, resilience, ingenuity, and enterprise. Across generations, the good people of the Southeast have shown an uncommon ability to create value where others see impossibilities, to innovate under pressure, and to compete with confidence far beyond their immediate environment. It is therefore no surprise that we gather here today to witness a region preparing itself for a changing world, one increasingly defined not only by the strength of ideas, but by the power of invention. I commend the Southeast Development Commission, the Federal Ministry of Regional Development, the governments of the 5 Southeast states, and all our partners for convening this important gathering. This forum reflects foresight, responsibility, and a shared understanding that the future is not something we wait for, but something we must deliberately design. I am also mindful that this meeting is taking place at a moment of mixed emotions in the Southeast. There is hope, and there is also anxiety. There is reflection, and there is also expectation. History teaches us that it is precisely at such moments that dialogue becomes indispensable. Planning becomes urgent, and leadership must be steady rather than loud. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me state this without ambiguity. The Southeast matters deeply to this administration. Not as an afterthought, not as a concession, but as a central pillar of Nigeria's economic future. What we are doing here today is not an exercise in rediscovering potential. That potential is already evident. What matters now is how we organize it, how we structure it, and how we align it with long-term national development goals through coordinated action. This is why Vision 2050 matters. This projection is an invitation to think beyond electoral immediacy, beyond reactive governance, and beyond short-term fixes that deliver headlines but not progress. It asks us to look 25 years ahead and answer difficult but necessary questions. What kind of Southeast do we intend to build? What infrastructure must we start delivering now to make the future possible? What institutions must we strengthen to support growth and stability? What opportunities must be deliberately created for young people? And how do we ensure that growth is inclusive, sustainable, and anchored on peace and productivity? These questions cannot be answered by government alone. They demand collective leadership. They demand a partnership of states, markets, communities, and citizens. It was this understanding that informed the creation of the Southeast Development Commission. The decision was both deliberate and necessary. The Southeast carries both a unique historical burden, particularly in the form of infrastructure deficits that followed the unfortunate Civil War. For decades, these gaps limited connectivity, reduced competitiveness, and constrained opportunity. The Commission was therefore established not only to address inherited deficits, but to provide a platform for long-term regional planning and the delivery of projects that cut across state boundaries. The SEDC was designed to think beyond annual budgets and electoral calendars. Its mandate is structural transformation, infrastructure, industrialization, and regional competitiveness. And Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me be very clear. This is not another layer of bureaucracy. It is a delivery institution focused on tangible outcomes that translate into jobs, productivity, and growth. In recognition of the distinctive character of this House its entrepreneurial spirit, its global diaspora, and its long-standing relationship with international capital, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the establishment of the Southeast Investment Company Limited. This vehicle was created to mobilize resources from the diaspora, capital markets, and development finance institutions, and to channel them into infrastructure and human capital development across the region. From energy infrastructure to transport connectivity, from industrial clusters to skill development and enterprise, the pathways to accelerated growth are clear. What will determine the success is discipline, coordination, and a shared sense of purpose. And I want to thank Elsia Tapua, my sister from Ghana. Nigeria no go home last, and we made a very beautiful delivery. One of the most encouraging aspects of this forum is its inclusive and global character. Here we see federal and state governments working in partnership. We see traditional institutions and political leaders seated at the same table. We see private sector leaders and development partners engaged from the outset. We see the voices of youth, civil society, women, and the diaspora fully represented. I am particularly pleased to acknowledge the participation of Umu Igbo Unite, a United States-based organization of over 10,000 young professionals across healthcare, finance, law, technology, and other critical sectors, represented here by its president. Why the president? Kindly stand up for recognition. Although your accent has become so Americanized that I had to strain myself to hear what you are saying. Government cannot deliver this vision alone. It will require shared responsibility across states, the private sector, traditional institutions, civil society, and the diaspora. And to the young people of the Southeast and of Nigeria as a whole, let me speak plainly to you on behalf of President Bola Tinubu. You are not spectators in our national journey. You are central to it. Your energy, creativity, and ambition are essential to the Nigeria we are working to build. This forum will therefore translate into real opportunities. Opportunities for skills acquisition, opportunities for jobs and enterprise, opportunities for leadership and participation. Development must not remain an abstract promise. It must be felt in the daily lives of our people. As deliberations continue over the coming days, I encourage all participants to engage openly, constructively, and with a shared sense of responsibility. Let this forum generate ideas that are bold yet practical. Let it build consensus where differences exist. Let it lay the foundation for partnerships that endure long after this hall is empty. Nigeria is strongest when it regions thrive. The success of the Southeast is inseparable from the success of the nation. Let this gathering make a turning point. From conversation to coordination, from ideas to implementation, and from vision to tangible value for our people. It is therefore with optimism and confidence that I declare the Southeast Vision 2025 Regional Stakeholders Forum officially open on behalf of President Bola Tinubu. May your deliberation be fruitful. Thank you, and God bless us all.